Ben Johnson looked like the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
and Dennis Allen looked like the defensive coordinator. I didn't see a head coach presence. I looked at a guy that looked exactly what he was at Detroit, only with he had better players.
All right, let's get to one of my favorite people, man. We are going to talk some football with him and go around the league. And we're going to start there in Chicago there. And again, we'll talk to him about, obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles. That pack, there's no way a Chicago guy is going to give any kind of kudos to a Packer guy. And I'm not a Packer guy, okay? But there's no way Mike North is going to give love to a Green Bay Packer team. There's just that. It's in their DNA. We can't like the Packers. Let's bring him up now. The legendary Mike North, who's backed by popular demand. No way you give Green Bay Packer guys any kind of love, do you? After what you saw last night, Mike?
I got a new toupee, so I just got to make sure it's adjusted. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was coming out an hour later. So then
okay, Mike. Hey, listen. When it comes to adding and it comes to time zones, sorry, Mike, that's me.
Hey, I'm right here, baby. I look like a mad scientist, but I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, first, I've been on this for a long time. The last time the Bears had a quarterback, and I'm like De Niro in the phone booth. Remember in Goodfellas when he finds out Tommy's been killed? He goes, hey, well, he's gone. He's gone. Like, who's gone? Mitch Trubisky. I'm the last guy left. I'm pounding on the phone thing. Why'd you get rid of him? 29-21, 64 touchdowns, 37 interceptions. Made the Pro Bowl a couple times, made the playoffs twice. All of a sudden, the Bears decided they wanted to go in another direction. Nagy got soured on Trubisky. We bring in Justin Field and Caleb Williams. And the last 4 years, going on 5 now, have been a nightmare. 16 and 47 between the two guys. And I'm still mystified. I never get a correct answer. You brought up no good quarterbacks. You're right. We had Harbaugh for a couple of years that did pretty well. Jimmy McMahon, who was a superstar, but got hurt. But Trubisky was on his way for a descent. And somebody said to me the other day, well, look, he's a clipboard holder for Josh Allen. I go, so would 26 other starting quarterbacks in the league be clipboard holders for Josh Allen, including Lamar Jackson, maybe. So I don't want to hear that. So they did their own. They cut their own throats when it comes to that, Danny. And Ryan Poles got an extension after going 15 and 37. He is now after losing again. Got an extension. He gave away David Montgomery. Okay, let him walk. And where does he walk to? The Detroit Lions. We get the other guy that Montgomery took the place of, Swift. Average at best running back. Montgomery averaged at 4.1 to carry. So he has made so many mistakes. And I think the last time it might have been on your show. The Bears got rid of Jerry Vanisi, and he was 47 games above 500 as a GM. And they re-signed this guy who was 15 and 37 to 4 more years. That tells you all you need to know about the front office.
Do you think you're going to get a payoff of all the free agency moves that they've made here? And, I mean, I watched that game. I think you had a 17-6 lead in that ball game.
Oh, yeah.
On Monday night, and you blow that lead, and I don't know what kind of play calling or 2-minute drill. I mean, that looked like Andy Reid Philadelphia when it came to 2-minute drill. But
you know what it looked like, Dan? It looked like last year. Everybody got on Eberflus, okay? Ben Johnson, 6th highest paid coach in the league. Wow. Never been a head coach. He makes more than the Philadelphia Eagle coach who makes $7 million a year. He makes more than John Harbaugh. He makes more than 26 other coaches in the NFL, and he never was a head coach for a game. And he's coaching some guys that were on the team last year that were quitters. So you still got a poison in there. You know how it is if you get a poison in a locker room. And Ben Johnson, to me, I don't know how you felt. I come from the school of Ditka, the school of Knight, the school of Lou Holtz. Personalities on the sideline. Ben Johnson looked like the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
and Dennis Allen looked like the defensive coordinator. I didn't see a head coach presence. I looked at a guy that looked exactly what he was at Detroit, only with he had better players. Simple. And he looked, they picked up Moody, the kicker, who's been a 3-year bust for the 49ers. And for what? They're going to blame the kicker? Ben Johnson passed on the field goal in the first quarter from like 30 yards. So everybody had a bad game. He showed his inexperience, and Caleb Williams looks gun-shy to me, period.
How about this? I called September the Liars Month. You really don't know in the NFL what you get because, again, we saw a year ago, and I keep using this example, the Eagles were 2-2. They're not going anywhere. People wanted the head coach fired. And we saw the Saints get out scoring 40 points a game.
Absolutely.
Are you buying the Packers after watching them last night?
Well, I'll buy it more than I was before the season started, but you're right. You're only doing a couple games here. I mean, everybody's got the Chiefs dead and buried. Okay, well, go. If you know they're dead and buried, bet against them this week. If you know that Patrick Mahomes can't, if they have a receiver out, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, the receivers don't make Patrick Mahomes. It's the other way around. Catch the football. I don't care if it's Juju Schuster or whoever it is, if the other kid can't play, and I heard he's playing anyway.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes figures it out. He's getting 1.5 points at home. Are you kidding me? Okay. He'll figure it out. I love Philadelphia. Everybody knows it. I love Jalen Hurts. But you're going into a situation where at home, he's pretty tough to beat. So I'm leaning, although I don't have a dog in the fight, I'm leaning Kansas City right now.
Is it desperation too so you know what, you're right. Per man, people are like this. Casey's done, they're done.
That's right.
They're going the other way.
Yeah.
You still have a generational talent in that quarterback.
That's
you
it.
still have Chris Jones on the other side of the ball who's going to Canton, who's still playing phenomenal football.
And you're playing at one of the most hostile environments in all of pro football.
And this is only the second time in his career that he's been a home dog. Do you think that number holds up going into this weekend, or do you think that straightens out?
Well, here's one that's even more impressive. He's 19-4 after a loss.
19-4 after a loss.
After a loss. What I bring to the table. That's why I jump off the couch. That's why I run down to the basement. Are you kidding me to see my guy? My guy. Are you kidding?
All right, I got another one for you.
All right. I love what you do.
The guy thank you so much. That's such an honor. Thank you so much, Mike. How about this? Mike, do you take the 17 off the chest and put an S on the guy in Buffalo? Do you just do that? Or do you think again, how do you see? He just gave me a compliment. I don't know if he's a Josh Allen guy or not. Are you a Josh Allen guy?
I think he's terrific. I'll tell you what happened to me. I was 0-3 on my ESPN show, and I didn't want to, and I had Buffalo. I go to bed. I said, forget about it. I'm watching Dick Van Dyke on MeTV. You know what I'm saying? Trying to relive my days of yesteryear when I actually, I've beaten up myself. It looks like Buffalo's going to lose. I'm going to start 0-4. And then I go to sleep, and then I wake up. And I mean, you could have done a lottery commercial for me when I found out that Buffalo won. And we've all been there where I've been to bed where I was winning by 20 and I got up, and you're like this. Yeah, you find out you lost the game. So the ecstatic feeling that I got from winning that game, it told me about the quarterback. And I'm not going to blame Lamar Jackson because I knew 4 years ago, I bring up to my buddy Carmen DeFalco. I go, Carmen, John Harbaugh is overrated. He is.
Boy, man, you're not the only one that says that.
And I said this 4 years ago. So all of a sudden I see in the papers. On line or whatever.
Yeah.
And I see Harbaugh, double-digit leads with double losses when leading by double digit in the fourth quarter. I knew that 4 years ago. This guy's won more games for me when I bet the Ravens, for God's sake. And I brought it up 4 years ago. And now the chickens have come home to roost. He's not a very good in-game coach. He's got the Super Bowl. I get it. And I like his family. He's not the best coach in the family. That's for damn.
No, that's Jim Harbaugh.
That's exactly right. But I give him credit. Seems like a nice guy. But if Lamar Jackson can't win with something, okay, they give Sean McDermott a hard time if he doesn't win with Josh Allen. I'm sorry, John Harbaugh. Time for him to go? Or is that Super Bowl going to carry him and because of his name for another 5 years, period?
I got to tell you, going to bed, I got to tell you a quick story. So, the Flutie play, right? Where Flutie Cat throws the ball in the back.
I loved it. I was in a bar on 47th Street on the south side.
Of course you would, you Irish guy. So of course you would. Hey, so
I was working for a delivery place.
Hey, Mike. So get this, Mike.
Yeah.
I walk into the locker room, and I sitting down, and I go, "Wow, what a tough game, right?" And you know what the guys go? No, Phelan caught it. I went,
yes, what? I saw it with my own eyes.
I went like this. What? I didn't know he caught it.
It was awesome.
We all ran in. We didn't know he caught it.
Well, I'm watching the game in the bar, and I got the truck pulled on the side street, and I go into the place. There's some gruesome characters, but the game's on with the little. We didn't have the flat TV and all. You had the little TV on the shelf. You're straining your eyes. So yeah, the catch was behind the defender.
Yeah.
It's like if the defender would have turned at the right time.
Yeah.
And man, it was Brett Musburger. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. CBS game.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable, man.
Flutie won the Heisman Trophy off that.
Oh my God. Flutie got the commercials because of that.
Absolutely.
Flutie got everything.
All that.
Well, you know what? I loved him, though. I did.
Hey,
I loved him because he's a regular guy.
I like him, too.
And,
Great guy.
The Bears were stupid. They had to be they could have won if they would have not have had half the team under the tutelage. And I love Jimmy McMahon and the guys, but they wanted Tom Zach to be the quarterback. And Doug Flutie, when they drafted the quarterback Johnson, I think, for Buffalo.
Ron Johnson. Brad Johnson. What's that guy's name? Was Johnson. You're right. I think he was a Gator.
Yeah. Yes. They drafted this kid. Or J.J. Lozman or whatever the hell his name was.
He also
and Flutie's on the team.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wait a minute. There's no comparison.
Yeah, that was in Buffalo. They did with the Lozman.
Look, quarterbacks get screwed around if they're not in the right spot with the right person that doesn't believe in them, I mean, period.
Is it in your opinion, do you think it's still Philadelphia? Or do you think after watching Green Bay last night, or again, to go back to my comment, September's a liar's month. We really don't know because I thought Dallas played pretty well against them. Now it's a divisional game, as you know. No question about it. At the end of the day, I mean,
well, I'm looking for the Giants to give Dallas a game. I'm looking at the Giants are getting 6 points. Everybody's got them dying. They're dead. Their quarterback's finished. The coach is on, the Green Mile. So we're talking about overreaction, okay? And that's fine. My team right now, if you want to look and get impressed by somebody, out of all the games I watched, the Indianapolis Colts impressed me the most. I mean, did Miami, there's two ways of looking at it. Is Miami that bad? Or did Jonathan Taylor and Danny Dimes, and by the way, Chicago Bear fans, we should have taken Tyler Warren, but Poles took the other kid, which was stupid, but Tyler Warren. Shane Steichen's a great coach, in my opinion, sort of like that guy in Minnesota. So I'm looking for Indianapolis as a surprise team and to keep things going this week against Denver. But the New York Giants, look out for them in this game. It's an ambush game. Dallas, they still lost. And Philly, the pressure of being the champs, I used to see the Bulls in ring ceremony games. In the ring ceremony game, either lose or play a close game. So I love Jalen Hurts. I'll answer your question. I'm staying by the Eagles. But tomorrow, Sunday, they may have a tough road. That's just my opinion.
How about this? Are you buying the Steelers? They got a tough Seattle team coming in. Aaron Rodgers looked absolutely sensational against the Jets. Now, again, it's the Jets, but Justin Fields looked pretty decent. I thought also on that side, I think the Jets are going to win some ball games. But do you think, again, are you buying Rodgers? You've seen him for so many years. Just go in there and torture Bear fans. I mean, do you think he's got a little bit of it back here?
Look, I never had any malice to the guy. He's got malice against himself. I mean, he got 4 MVPs. He has 1 Super Bowl. That's it. But I heard Tom Brady say, and I don't argue with Sir Tom. Tom's very outspoken lately. It's almost like Moses is talking about the game of quarterback. Tom's got the tablets about who's going to be this, who's comfortable. I mean, I heard Tom. Look, how long are the Chicago Bears, for instance? Tom's making excuses now for Caleb Williams. Hey, Tom, I understand, but at some point, Jim McMahon made it there.
He did.
So did Jimmy Harbaugh. Mitch Trubisky. The Bear organization. You got to look at that. I understand, but I mean, Mike Ditka won there. Rex Grossman went to the Super Bowl with the Chicago Bears. We didn't even need. We're running back, and I heard you say it, a linebacker thing. That's what we are. But look, they want the Bear quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. Josh Allen didn't throw for 4,000 yards last year.
Bears have never had a 4,000
But so what? Josh Allen didn't do it last year. Jalen Hurts, he didn't do it. I don't care. McMahon didn't do it. These guys are accomplished, So that's not big to me. But the Bears, the 85 Bears, were a built team from within, from the organization with savvy draft picks. Guys like McMahon, Peyton, Covert, Bortz, Becker, Hilgenberg, McKinnon. I mean, late draft picks, early draft picks. Very few people like the Bears have now from other teams. Because you know what they say about players from other teams.
Yeah. Right.
So that Bear team, Mike Singletary, all these guys were Wilbur Marshall. They were all Bears. They were brought through like that. They are the last great rebuild in NFL history that people don't talk about. That they were built from within. The Bears didn't go out and grab people.
Who was the guy before Ditka? Was it a guy named Armstrong or something like that?
Neil Armstrong.
That's right. It was Armstrong. Didn't he bring a lot of that talent into Chicago?
It was Jim Finks. And Jerry Vanisi. Those were your brain trusts there. But I mean, we had accomplished coaches that came through there. Ted Marchibroda, Neil Armstrong. He looked like an astronaut, for God's sake. Everything changed when Ditka came. The culture. That's another big thing the Bears don't have. And maybe Ben Johnson will change it to the culture. So we'll see.
Are you buying him, Ben Johnson?
Well, I'll tell you what. He made some huge mistakes in that game.
He sure did, man.
And he got out-coached so badly by O'Connell, who's one of the top 5 coaches. But a lot of the mistakes were Ben's. Not kicking the ball out of bounds. Passing up the field goal like you have Jared Goff at quarterback. Really not having the team in tune. And then the defense broke down. And the kid from Nazareth High School, I coached in that conference basketball.
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, J.J. McCarthy, is a Chicago Bear fan. So naturally they go and they grab somebody without interviewing the other 4 quarterbacks. That's brazen. That's wrong. That's general manager malpractice, my friend, to just say Caleb Williams is far and away better than anybody. And I will tell you, I would trade Caleb Williams right now for any of the 4, and I wouldn't be disappointed.
Let me say this. I got to tell you a story.
How am I putting on the show today, huh?
I love you're phenomenal, man, as always. Let me go here with you. So
go ahead. I'm ready.
I went up to Chicago, and I was at Soldier Field, and I got myself a hot dog. Guy goes like this.
Congratulations.
But wait a minute. I got a ton of somebody gave me a ton of shit. I was gonna put ketchup on it. And the guy looks over at me and he goes like this. Where are you from? I said, well, I'm from like Connecticut. He goes like this. It figures. Nobody with any kind of brains here in Chicago puts ketchup on a hot dog.
Look.
It is mustard on a hot dog. We put onions on a hot dog. And I say this, and by the way, I ate this bad puppy at Soldier Field, and I played there. And when I heard the news this week that you guys are moving out of there and you're moving out and you're going to the suburbs, sorry to say, I'm sorry, man. That's a disappointment to hear that the Bears are moving out of downtown and they're going out now. Now you guys are going to be suburban. You got to got out there in the suburbs now.
We do have always had a pride about having all our stadiums in the city limits. That is very rarely seen, but most of them now are in the suburbs. It's at least we're in the same state, unlike the Giants and the Jets. You know, I mean, New England. I mean, somebody tells me to go to Foxborough. Somebody said you got to take a 4-seat propeller job to get in there. You know, I mean, so I don't want to hear that crap.
Foxborough is not Boston. I can tell you that.
Exactly, but at least they say New England. I get all that. But seriously, I'll see it if it happens. I'll believe it.
You don't believe it.
I don't believe it. It's not going to happen. Look, they're just getting around. I see groundbreaking. I'll be in my 80s. I just had a birthday the other day, and I'm like the same age as Pete Carroll. So for anybody that wants to know, that's my age. But I'll be at the groundbreaking. I'll be like this. You know, I'll be 100. You know, we're going to get a new stadium. I've been hearing that since I was a kid. You know, somebody said the Soldier Field is, if you've ever been to the Roman Coliseum, there's not that much of a big difference, to be honest with you. The architectural design even looks the same. I could have seen lions running around chasing guys that had the cross or whatever. You know?
Do you like Soldier Field?
Oh, I can't stand it.
Really? You can't stand it.
It's the hardest stadium to get to in the NFL. It's old, even though they put like a spaceship in the middle. They decided to keep the facade. Yep. Why would you do that?
The pillar.
You know? I mean, seriously, you know, it's like having a flat screen TV with the old school cabinet. You know, you know what I mean, around it with the knobs. Why would you do that? I mean, I don't understand. So, and it's also hard to get to, and they've known that for years. And it's a bad stadium deal. We were never going to be able to host the Super Bowl. Look, Jack Dempsey fought there. That's how old that place is, okay? So I'm glad for the sentimentality. You know, I watched Scarface the other night, Dan, and I saw the scene where they were all under the Orange Bowl by the expressway. I'm going, I think that's why one of the reasons they had to move. You know what I'm saying? Where's Hard Rock Casino now, or football field? I have no idea.
It's in Winter Garden.
What the hell is that? Sounds like a amusement park.
It's not quite down in Little Havana. I can promise you this.
What the hell? First of all, if they have snow there, they have an emergency if there's a half an inch.
Oh,
so
my
the
God.
fact it's called Winter Garden is hilarious.
Absolutely. What about Wrigley Field? Are you a fan of Wrigley Field?
Oh, I worked there when I was a kid. You could have bought the buildings around there with the change in your pocket back in the day. Now it's just beautiful. And everything you see on TV, folks, I was there with Banks and Clemente and Aaron and all those guys, and it was simple. There was no big screens. It was a park right in the middle of the neighborhood. Well, it's the same thing with all the amenities now, and it's what you see on TV. If you've never been there, and I was a vendor there, I spent a lot of my childhood there. What you see, I experienced for my whole life. It's magic. It is.
Did you ever see the Bears? Did you ever see the Bears play there?
Oh, absolutely. Butkus, Buffon, Sayers. I mean, I was a fan from like, we started sneaking into the games. I was like 12, 13. So I was a 13, 14-year-old when Sayers was a rookie. Greatest runner I ever saw. Unbelievable. Conditions just horrible. And the guy, nobody could keep up with him. Then Buffon and Butkus and Bobby Douglas and the Jim Dooley teams.
Bob Avellini. I followed that team.
I knew Bobby. I intercepted Bobby in a Park League game later on in our lives.
Matsui. I knew all them dudes.
They were the best. But the Bears moved there out of Wrigley in '72. But believe me when I tell you, folks, and I didn't go to like Philadelphia, Franklin Field. I heard that was a pit. Most of the fields were pits, but Wrigley Field was the most awesome. You could hear the players talking. You were right there, right on the benches almost. So it was beautiful.
I've been to Wrigley. It's like
it's the best.
It is. It's an experience. Like when
I like stadiums, new ones. I went to Camden Yards. I loved it. I've been to a lot of stadiums. I haven't been to Pittsburgh's, but see, when you're watching on TV and you've never been somewhere, you want to go there. So I've been to Yankee Stadium, but I haven't been to Pirates Stadium.
PNC, a new PNC park.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to go to. But if I always say to myself and my wife and I, if I had never been to Wrigley Field, that would be a destination ballpark for me because there's so much history there too. And the buildings are still there from when Ruth hit homers. So when Ruth was there, the buildings around it are still the same. Period.
All right. I got a final question for you here. Do the Bears?
I'm just getting started. What's going on?
Oh, no.
Did I get fired?
No, we're good. Well, we're good here. No, wait a minute here.
All right, thanks. Wow.
Are the Bears a playoff team?
Hell no. I mean, you know what everybody's saying around here because they don't have the stones. Because I call the Bear media the Bear parrots because they parrot everything. The Bears tell them to parrot. Okay, and what everybody's afraid to say, it was either 9-8 or 8-9. So nobody would say they're going to go 7-10, or nobody would really say, in fairness, they'd go 10-7. See, so everybody was banking on being a playoff team, but I think the new system, the inaccuracy of Caleb Williams, but as you know, Dan, it's the NFL. Things could change, and if they win against Detroit, maybe get an early turnover, maybe Caleb Williams wakes up because he left a lot of points on the field. He should have hit that tight end, Cole Kmet. He had him wide open, and the ball was like 5 yards away from him. He should have had another 30 yards on that play. And when you hear Troy Aikman going, because Troy Aikman now can't talk without laughing a little bit, he goes, I'll tell you what, you're going to regret them people downhill. He sounds like a southern sheriff now.
I know he's from Oklahoma, and now all of a sudden, right? He's from Texas. You got it.
I'll tell you what, you're going to miss that guy down the field there now. He's halfway down the field. So he was saying they're missing guys down the field. Caleb Williams was. So he wants to run right away. He wants to pretend he said USC with 5 seconds to pass. You got 2 seconds. That's it. 1,000, 2,000. Here comes the guys.
Mike, have you made your Super Bowl? Do you have picks right now?
I took the Eagles. That's it. What do you want me to do over here?
You got the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Against
I love them. I think that kid's a great quarterback. I think they got a complete team, a great system. You got an owner that doesn't meddle. They used to accuse him of that. I never really saw proof of that. Maybe he had bad hires, but you're closer to that than me. I think he's pretty good. I think
here, Mike.
The executive is great.
How about this? Mike, check this out. Since he's owned the team and since 2000,
they're winners.
They have not had a coach, even Chip Kelly, with a losing record. They have this guy, Howie Roseman, who I really didn't think was a very good talent evaluator. But
that's what we do. We admit if we're wrong or right. That's it.
Hey, get this. After Jalen Reagor, Mike, he's really hit on a lot of his draft picks, and they've built up a really nice roster. They lost a lot of players. They didn't bring a lot of guys into replacement. See, I think this with the Eagles, I think they've backed up more than teams have caught them. But I don't think teams have overtaken them.
Well, no, because
right now,
the Eagles wouldn't have lost both coordinators like Detroit did. I don't believe that. Okay, now maybe they have walked in the past. I know Buddy Ryan walked, but at least he had the stones to finish the job and win the Super Bowl with Ditka. This guy here, Ben Johnson, left while because he was offered so much money, 13 million. They outbid themselves. Nobody was going after him for 13 million. Maybe they were, you could have him, but it didn't matter. So now you have a situation where, you don't know who's going to win. You never know who's going to win. But the Bears get rid of people while the Eagles try to act. Look at the Lions. They lose the offensive defensive coordinator. They lose 2 interior linemen offensive. You know how important that is.
Yeah.
So now they look like a different team. Well, yeah, because the other players go too. Jesus, we were right on the cusp. See, I'll say this about the Bears. They kept their players around to win in 85. The 49ers kept their players around to win in the early 80s. The Cowboys in the 60s, late 60s. These teams kept their players. Detroit started losing everybody, and they hadn't accomplished anything yet in their career.
Mike, let me throw this at you here and ask you about why the Bears, since Lovey, or even maybe since the coach he was 10-6 and you fired him.
Right.
I can't remember the guy's name, but you fired him. You had a guy in there.
Yeah, Lovey Smith.
That's it. What? Yeah, Lovey. That's right. Lovey was 10-6, right?
Yeah,
you fired
him. Last year they fired him. They said you're doing too good a job,
right?
And we're going to have to get rid of you, just like we get rid of everybody else that does a good job,
right? What is?
But I'm alone in a forest here. I've always been. That's why I've been there. I'm the lone voice. I told you earlier about Trubisky. I'm the guy in the phone booth. Look, I have to battle the mainstream media, the machine. I have to battle the talking the Bear Parrot Brigade. I have to out-talk all the TV and radio people. It's always been me. And that's why I'm successful, because maybe I was the only voice. And it used to be, it worked out perfectly, and it still does, because I'm still here as a fan first. I was never going to be a talk show host or anything like that, but I was always going to be a Bear fan. I see this. I would have won a couple Super Bowls as a GM. What makes Ryan Poles smarter than me? Nothing. There is nothing that makes him smarter than me. Believe me when I tell you, look, he got rid of Justin Field. Now everybody's looking, but look at Justin Field.
He looked good game one. I mean, it's one game, but
but that's what I'm saying. He got rid of, at least got rid of Roquan Smith. Guy's a stud with the Baltimore Ravens.
He is a stud.
So, I mean, you get rid of stud players, you're going to lose. That's it.
Who do you got in the AFC side facing the Eagles in the Super Bowl?
Boy, I'll tell you, that's a toughie. But I saw nothing. Look.
You think it's Chiefs again?
I wouldn't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I respect the hell out of him. It could be. I think it could be Chargers. Could be the Chargers.
Mike, I picked that team to win the AFC West, and when I saw them in week 1,
they look good.
They were the better team on the field. Now, again, September's a liar's month.
Well, it's a liar's month. Here's another thing. I think they were better off, and I hate the game. The game is overseas. I hate it. We're Americans. We love our game. Now you got to go to 93 different apps. And you got to go to get your game. Or you got to travel to Brazil. Okay. So all I'm going to tell you is I think the Chargers were better off, Dan, playing there than even playing at home in LA or playing at Kansas City. I think there would have been more pressure on them. Here, neutral field, thousands of miles away, Kansas City, a little bit older, probably players look, if somebody told me you got to go across the street right now, I get aggravated. I can't imagine being told you got to go to Brazil to play a football game. After you waited your whole life to play in the league and you're a rookie and your first game's in Brazil. I just can't imagine it, because they've gotten too much in love with trying to force. We're forcing ourselves on people. But I think the Chargers got helped by starting in a neutral field.
I do too. If you had to pick one MVP in the league this year, who you picking to win the Most Valuable Player award this year? Will you think it's going to be Lamar? Could it be Herbert? Could it be Josh Allen again? Do you think it's Burrow or Hurts leading his team? Let me tell you this: you like him. if he takes his team to another Super Bowl, I mean, that'll be 3 and 4
But he
years.
doesn't throw touchdown passes. He got only 18, so shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, mister. You know that. The guy goes 18-5. He's been to the Super Bowl twice, and I got to listen to people I know that are Bear fans complain about Jalen Hurts. I take him tomorrow. Yeah, but he doesn't throw for yardage. You know, I mean, shut the. You know what? Come on.
All right. Hey, Mike, you are on fire, man. I got to get. Yes, you are. Listen, I can't take
it. I can't take it.
By the way, the toupee held up great today. I got to tell you, man.
I look like a mad scientist. I wonder if Elvis went like this before he took a crap.
Oh, my God. I think you look.
Thank you very much.
Mike, do you do a show? Do you do like a
I do on the bar room. I do a show. Somebody big just died. We're going to have one on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock with Chris, you know, and Charlie Kirk. And I'll tell you what, he was a local kid, Arlington Heights kid, Prospect Heights, went to school in our Illinois area. So smart kid, was like me in a way, couldn't stand school. Only he went at least finished high school. I didn't, because I just thought which to me it was a waste of time.
Right, he's a Chicago guy.
Yeah, so he's a Chicago guy, so we're gonna have that show, and then I do on ESPN 1000 on Saturdays. I have a show 1 o'clock, wagering, and that's it. I mean, you know, I just chill, and I come on shows like this because I think people need the right information, and I'm a damn educator. I always wanted to say that.
I know you just did. You did.
You know, your producer's a heck of a good producer, too. He's a good producer.
No, Xander is absolutely sensational.
Tell Xander,
my friend, we will do this again.
All right, pal.
I love you very much, Mike. I check you out all the time.
All right, pal.
Thank you so much, my friend.
All right. Take care of yourselves, everybody.